In this video, this is going to be talking about Zieg future upgrades, especially for his weapons. I'm going to focus mostly on the 15 stars. I'll mention the other rarities here and there if it is on that list. Note that I already made a video talking about unit upgrades. You can look in the upper right hand corner or in the description. But yeah, we are going to cover Zieg's weapon upgrades. Note that he doesn't have all the 15 stars, and not all 15 stars in the game need to go through Zieg. This is a spoiler video, so if you are playing on global PSO2 and you don't want to see said spoilers, go ahead and exit out. I'm not going to be offended whatsoever. Thank you for stopping by. Alright, so let us talk to Zieg. When you talk to Zieg, there's going to be different weapon categories, different weapon types. What you want to do is click on the one you want to go for. We're going to focus on the sword mostly. But yeah, there will be upgrades. Now, once again, I'll briefly talk about these like 13 stars. But some of these may not be applicable over there in global just because of certain little things like O-type weapons. You guys over there in global do not have O-type weapons, so some of these exchanges aren't a thing. For example, exchanging your O-type Nemesis and trading in 3 other Nemesis new types to get a Nemesis new type, or specifically the sword. This is not over there in global because this is an O-type conversion. The same can be said with these two options over here. When I talk about the Austere weapon specifically in its own video, then I will talk about these methods and explain how to use them. But for this video, it's going to stick with most of these 15-star upgrades. If you have certain materials and you will want to do it, you will want to do the conversion, that is entirely up to you. This falls on if you have the resources and if you have that particular item. Note that even if you upgrade this ray into a union, it's still going to be handy, especially with the SAF, because the SAF for this is an Astral. So, once again, this falls on you if you want to do said upgrades. Some of these, what is it? This is specifically a 13 star from Ultimate Quest. You can do said upgrades if you want. I think it's from Ultimate Quest, or it's from somewhere else. I didn't get this particular item when I was farming during its time. But yeah, you can do that conversion. This one is definitely from episode 4. You can trade in 20 ether fuse so you can upgrade that sword into this higher variant. But it is still a 13 star. You can do these other upgrades as well. As you can see, this one specifically with the Monster Hunter collab, I have no clue if global has that, but you can do said upgrade over here in the Japanese PSO2, and this thing does give a Doombreak 2 as an SAF. Once again, mentioning the Slave and Nemesis, that's just like O types into new types. This is just exchanging like two new type Invade weapon series, so you can get a very specific weapon. So if you have like Invade Twin Dagger and Invade Partisan, and you are trying to get a sword, you can trade those 2 items in for this. Then you got this upgrade over here. Once again, there will be separate videos and a playlist specifically to how you can get these different weapon series. I already made one talking about the Atlas ES, and then I already made a future one talking about the Puras and the Stil. But when it comes to getting your Austere weapon, you're going to need 400 X cubes, new types of the Invade, Ares, Nemesis, and Slave. Or it's going to be called Raven over there in the global PSO2. You guys already have, I think, 3 out of these 4 weapon series. The only one you guys might be missing will be the Ares, because it is a 14-star rarity in terms of its new type. The old type is actually a 13-star, but the new type rarity is a 14-star. Once again, you don't need to worry about this conversion because it's for old type reference. Then you got this over here. You're going to need to do these upgrades so you can try to get an Evleda weapon. Actually, no, excuse me. The Schvelle. Evleda is the beginning form. So what you need to do is get an Evleda weapon, then get 60 Cleasis boosters so you can upgrade it into a Cleasis. Then from the Cleasis to the Schvelle path, you need to get a Cleasis weapon or sword, and then you have to have 60 Schvelle boosters so you can get this thing over here. Once again, I already made a video talking about how to get the Atlas EX. The Schvelle weapon is a mandatory item. The next item is pretty much a golem one. You can get this by trying to farm several quests here and there, but you need the golem bluffs, which is the prior form of this 13 star, and then you need to trade in 50 fossil demon fossil chaos stones to get this upgrade, to get this better version of the golem weapon, of the demon weapon. Once you do that, guess what? You need to trade in a Justice, Lamina, Golem Sword, and then Schvelle Handler to get your Lumiere. They all have to be at 35. Then, with the Atlas, you actually need to get a Val. A Val is a 13-star weapon series that can drop from several quests. You need to also exchange certain crafting materials, 999 of whatever the gold material is in sulfurs, and then you need to get the time reversal stone chronos. Once you do that, you need to trade in these particular weapons to get the Atlas EX, which is a 15-star, then trade in 400 X cubes as well. So we just went by 2 of the future 15 stars, the Austere and the Atlas. You guys over there in Global will be able to aim for these 2. The next 15 star right after that one, especially in terms of episode 5 and once you get the Persona emergency quest, will be the Lightstream weapon. The Lightstream is actually easy compared to going for the Atlas EX just because of its weapons. It's not very specific. But anyways, that's going to be for a separate video. In terms of getting this profound weapon, this 13 star, all you need to do is trade in the rare grain arable stones. You get these stones by doing the Persona emergency quest. Guess what? You will need one of these, and you need to get it at plus 35 to do the next upgrade. It's the next upgrade, which is to get it into a Celestial, which is a 14 star. So you need that sword, but you need several other weapons. And note that this is not specific, so you do not need to get a sword variant of these weapon series. You do not need to get the Detonation Sword, Claudem Sword, Allure Sword, or Claria Sword. No, it's whatever it is, as long as it's within that weapon series. So whatever weapon you have that's in the Detonation weapon series, you need a plus 35 that in your set. You complete one of those requirements. As long as you once again get one of these weapons in these weapon series and get it to plus 35. So it could be a wire lance for Detonation, it could be like a gun slash for the Claudem, it could be a katana for the Allure, and then maybe it's a wand for the Clara weapon. As long as it's a new type and it's at plus 35, you can trade it in along with that sword and then 150 Arable Stone to get a Celestial upgrade. Once you get to this point, all you need is have that Celestial weapon, the stone that comes along with it, and then the X cube, and you have your 15-star Lightstream weapon. After that, guess what? They're going to introduce the Liberate. But prior to that, you got to get the Novo. Now, the Novo is already a 15-star weapon. But to do the upgrade to go into a Liberate, you need to do this over here. So you need your Novo sword if you were trying to get a Liberate sword at plus 35. Next, you will need a Liberate unlocker, like the stones that you need to use to make a Lightstream and Atlas EX. This Liberate is that same dealio, but it's called an unlocker instead of a stone. After that, you're going to need a bunch of crafting materials. Plamias or the plow materials are pretty much 14-star descent items along with 15-star weapon descent items. The diars are specifically from 15 stars. Then you need 500 X cubes, and then you also need class cubes. You need at least 200 of that specific type. Now, if you were going for a gun slash, it will actually state in all class. It will take up any X cubes, any class X cubes. If you don't know how to farm for X cubes, upper right hand corner or in the description. Then after that, you need 50 ultimate boosters to try to get your Liberate. What is it? Yeah, so let's go to the gun slash quickly and let me show you guys the Liberate. You can see that it's any class X cube. So it doesn't matter if it's a hunter or a phantom or a hero. As long as it's a class X cube, you can change it in, and you can turn it in so it can count towards this count. But if you get a very specific weapon of a very specific class, then it will tell you like, hey, look, you need X amount of X cubes. Next, weapon series, which I already did a video for, once again, upper right hand corner or in the description, the Puras and the Stil. When it comes to these particular weapons, this is going to be linked to your Divide quest, which is a game mode that you'll get in episode 6. But the Puras and the Stil, guess what? They're going to demand a lot of materials. Here's the thing about the Puras. The Puras is going to demand 3 certain weapon series, which is going to be the Dim weapon series. It's going to be requesting some of the 15-star weapons from the Armada emergency quest drop pool. And then I don't remember if it's Dying one, but I think it's from Free Field Exploration and or like the new Ultimate Quest over here. I don't know where it started originally, but you would need this over here. So you need 3 particular weapon series. 2 of them are 15 stars, and 1 of them is just a 14 star. Then you need to get it to plus 35. After that, you need 2 grain crystal, which will eat up a good chunk of currencies. Once again, I already explained this in that Puras and Stil video. Then you need 200 of this Lemimech armor fragments. Then you need 200 pure photons, and then 20 ultimate boosters. Once you have all these, guess what? You can turn it in, and then you can make a Puras. But you're not done there. What you want to do from the Puras, you want to try to upgrade it into a Stil, because it's just the better variant of the Puras, and it gives you a lot more benefits. The thing is, you would need to trade this particular weapon in to try to get a Stil, but you need several other things as well. Compared to the Puras, where you only need 2 of those damn grain crystal, you need 6 of these damn motherfuckers over here. And then not only that, you need 500 fragments. And then not only that, you need modules, 25, 25, and 50. 25 of Varuna and Metra, and then you need 50 of Exacore. You can get most of these, once again, through Divide quests. And then that's it, you get your Stil. The last 15-star weapon I'll talk about when it comes to the Zieg's upgrade, and the one that's quite unique right now. They might give out more stones later, it depends. I don't think they will do that because this is a very unique weapon. It has like 5 S-class abilities when you do that final upgrade. But let us talk about the Ayer. The Ayer is pretty much the prior version of the Lightweaver. The Ayer requires a good chunk of the endgame emergency quest of the particular boss you fight and the endgame story of episode 6. You need these Primordial Darkstone Demos. You need 20 of these. You need 50 emerald, which is pretty much a decent item. I don't know what you had a decent exactly to get them, but it's from something. You need 100 of the plant materials depending on what it is, 200 X cubes, 200 Lemimech fragments, and then 30 ultimate boosters. It's not that bad, but keep in mind this is not at a high rarity or a high grind value. You need to increase that to 35. We already made a video talking about how to try to get that to a higher number without having to pay like the said currencies to try to get this. If you try to get this to 35 and you had to pay all these currencies, do whatever number it is times 6. So you're doing 120 for the demos, you're doing 300 for this, you're doing 600 for plamias, you're doing 1,200 for X cubes, you're doing 1,200 for these fragments, and then you're doing 180 for ultimate boosters. Just to get multiple dupes. So yeah, you would want those grind caps, those grind plus ones, and maybe the specific ones that go into swords as well. And then the final upgrade when it comes to going from the Darkbanisher or the Ayer weapon into the Lightweaver. You would need this weapon at a plus 35, but not only that, you need 150 of those Demo Stones, you need a Divine Ice Stone Graria, you need 4 Lemimech Grain Crystal, you need 50 of those Diodes, which you specifically get from descenting a good chunk of 15-star weapons, and then you need 300 of your class cubes. Then you can get this thing, which holds 5 S-class abilities compared to all these other weapons. And that is it for Zieg's upgrades. Yep. If you have any questions about some of them, or if you want to know how you can get some of these particular items, then let me know in the comments. But once again, this is kind of a spoiler / heads up to those who want to prep and get themselves ready for these endgame weapons. Currently, right now over there in Global, you are able to get the Atlas EX soon. You're able to try to get the Austere. You can try to or make the Austere weapon. And then lastly, the last 15-star weapon that you can do with Zieg's upgrade. Actually, no, the 2 you can try to aim for before episode 6 come around would be the Liberate and the Lightstream. I will make separate videos in terms of how to make these. So the next one that I'm doing on my list will be the Austere. Right after that one, I'm going to talk about the Lightstream. I'm already trying to get footage for the Liberate one. But thank you guys for watching. Once again, if you have any questions, comments, concerns, put it down below. I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.